Dear Ntate Johannesburg, I've always known you were bright, vibrant and dominant. I've known you as a wealthy leader in our country and the man that nearly all South Africans who end up in the pages of history have a run-in with. But I must admit, I never truly understood your appeal outside of your progressive nature and your successful demeanor. I've been forced to interact with you in a way that I've never before in these last 3 weeks. And I think I now know where your beauty lies. You are the culmination of multiple cultures, ethnicities, and identities. You are an artwork painted by artists from different time zones, dynasties, and people from around the globe. Ntate Jozi, you are the world inside the city. Allow me to tell you everything I've learned about you. Lesson 1. You're a world-class African city. I say this not only because you are home to many African expats from around the continent, but also because you've somehow managed to be a place of opportunity for non-African expats from around the world. It's a rainy day in the heart of Victory Park, and I'm sitting at one of the many Mediterranean barbershops in Johannesburg. Barbershops of these kind are common in the city and are usually run by North African or Asian immigrants. I've never gone inside one until my research project, and it was such an interesting experience. During the course of my research and as I was trying to recruit different participants to take part, I had gone to about 4 or 5 different barbershops, and the owners were either Asian or Egyptian or North African. I had never interacted with North African immigrants before, and it was interesting to learn about their community and how they live in the city. All the North African people I met were extremely hospitable, and they did not shy away from their African heritage despite their light skin tones. This was so heartwarming because it revealed that African people are so diverse. We're such a diverse group of people. We don't all look the same, we don't all sound the same. I can officially say that I've interacted with North, South, West, East, and Central Africans in my 15 years of living in Johannesburg without having to leave the borders of South Africa. That's extremely special, and again, it makes you a world African city. Lesson 2. You're adaptable. I grew up with relatives, uncles and aunts who loved bossa nova music, and they'd love to salsa. I had 2 very specific uncles and aunts who used to travel to South America and come back with updated playlists that sounded like Latin pride or the beach or even musical artistry. I grew up thinking that my experience was unique until I stumbled upon the city's SBK scene. SBK stands for Salsa, Bachata and Kizumba. I spent time at a Salsa, Bachata and Kizumba class and came to the realization that Joburg has a way of intertwining itself so beautifully with other cultures when its people wanted to. You know, Ntate Jozi, you never make anyone feel weird for appreciating other countries' cultures and lifestyles in your presence. In these last couple of years, I've begun to see the curation of events called Bedu Nights, where Joburgers get together and enjoy the West African Afrobeats music scene without feeling the need to center amapiano. This same phenomenon can even be found in neighborhoods such as Cyril Dean, where the architecture of shops and sounds of its people represent China. I guess what I'm trying to say is that it's so possible to still consider yourself a Joburger while being able to connect with other elements of cultures from other nations. We see it again when walking through Greenside and there being a plethora of Turkish or even Lebanese restaurants to choose from, and you watch the people smoke the hookah pipes and drink out of their special tea glasses. In fact, there's even a huge church in the south of Johannesburg called the Lady of Lebanon with a huge statue of Mary. And I actually went there to try and recruit people to be a part of my research project. The ladies at the church told me that their community is very diverse and there are a bunch of Lebanese and Italian communities that exist in that church. Although I wasn't successful in getting anyone from there, it still reinforces my point of how you can be a Joburger but still be able to connect with your roots in the city. Lesson 3. You're not taken care of in your old age. Although all the migrants I spoke to had positive things to say about the experience in the city, they are not blind to the uncomfortable reality that the city is deteriorating. I'd even take it as far as saying none of the non-African migrants I interviewed moved to the city for its infrastructure or amenities. They either moved here for better opportunities, for family members, for love, or because of how history has unfolded. My third-generation South African friend, Angel, exists in an Italian community in Johannesburg that is a perfect example of how some communities only exist in the city because of how events in history have unfolded.
So half of my dad's family, like his mom, they came from Britain, and the other half of my dad's family, his dad, they came here from Italy. So my dad's dad, hold on, let me check. He came from Italy after the Second World War because there was no money in Italy. There was no money really anywhere in Europe. And they came here to work on the mines. So half of my grandfather's family stayed in Italy and works on the mines in Italy, and the other half came here to South Africa to work in the mines. So when my grandfather and his two brothers got settled, like they kind of got a job, they got a small house, then they brought the other brothers here. So they started to bring the brothers first. And once all of the brothers were here and they all had jobs and they were all kind of settled in that way, then they started to bring their sisters from Italy to here, from their village. So half of our family still lives in Italy in the same village.
Your rich and complicated history has resulted in your multicultural nature. But I fear that if you continue existing with no one to properly take care of you and maintain you, you might lose your diverse nature and be home to people who have no means to find a city with better living standards. All the migrants I spoke to complained about security issues, the lack of safe and reliable public transport systems, and horrible service delivery they've experienced. They find it disheartening because they're all aware that you have the potential to be so much better than you are now. I guess that's a beautiful thing, right? Because they're aware that you're not operating in the way that you should and that you can be way better than you are. To me, that represents hope and faith, that you can be something huge, that you can be a world-class African city in terms of your culture and even in your infrastructure. Ntate Jozi, I can't stay or write for too long. Time is money, and you're expensive to live in. Thank you for the role you continue to play in the lives of so many people from around the globe. I promise to try my best to pick leaders that will bring back your spark and take you to new heights. In the meantime, I'll proudly continue to tell people that Johannesburg is my home.
Johannesburgo es mi hogar.
Johannesburg benim evim.
Johannesburg بخاميو.
You've been listening to Johannesburg, A World Inside a City, an episode of the We Should Be Writing podcast. This podcast is a product of the Honours in Journalism and Media Studies program at the Wits Centre for Journalism in Johannesburg. Our producers, editor and show host are Sechaba Molete. Our theme music was composed by Rem Dollar, Estato, Fred Irie, Sound Laboratory, and Act for People. Additional episode music credits and info are available in our show notes. On social media, we are at Vitsvuvuzela, and you can see more of our work on vitsvuvuzela.com.